Hello everyone, I'm the MoeChicken, and welcome back to more Radical Dreamers. In the last episode, we fed the marmoreal mouth of truth a hand-shaped plate, and it drained the atrium water with all the piranhas. And now we are in a new area, so let us gaggle. Because what else would we do? After a bit of walking, we come to an old-looking door with a brass handle. Damn it, another locked door. I don't get it. There's no smell. Okay. Usually when there's apostrophes, that's kid. Damn it, another locked door. I don't get it. There's no smell of gold and nothing. This leads to Viper Manor's catacombs, says Maggle hesitantly. For some reason. He's right. Standing here in silence, I realize there's a faint scent of death in the air. And then, putting my ear to the door, I start to hear deep, tortured moans from beyond. Let's not go in this door. Let us not go in this door. That sounds like a bad idea. I jump back, looking at the door. Let's try somewhere else. Okay, so gaggle didn't work out. Heading away from the catacombs, we eventually come to a split. Turning right heads back to the atrium, while ahead of us I can see nothing but a dark stone corridor leading off into the darkness. Let's keep going forward. As ahead of me, I bump into Kid, who's come to a complete stop. Something's wrong, mate. I stop my breath, trying to listen for anything. Then, out of the darkness, clunk, clunk, clunk. Something's ahead of us on the path. Whatever it is, it's coming for us. I nervously unsheath my knife, trying to ignore anxiety for the inevitable confrontation, now only moments away. Oh, it's a skeleton! It's a skeleton! Quick, what do we do? Attack! I shout out, fearlessly dashing towards the skeleton. As soon as I come within attacking range, the skeleton immediately swings its huge sword down at me. The tip of the sword skims my cheek. Ah! I cried, leaping to the side in haste. Whoa, way to dodge, mate! Kid shouts from behind me. The skeleton takes a step forward with its sword in hand. Just as Maggle begins to move in on it, it raises its arms overhead. it's gonna homido him. Staring at him with a strange look in its eyes, Maggle suddenly stops dead in his tracks. Maggle, snap out of it! I shout. But his eyes are totally glazed over, completely unaware of the situation. What am I gonna do? Attack it. I start to bolt towards the gruesome creature, avoiding a deadly slash by its rusty sword. I aim a kick for the skeleton's midsection, and with that, the skeleton breaks in two, toppling down to the ground as I carefully back away. As the skull hits the ground, it shatters into countless pieces. I think it's pretty much the exact same fight we had the last time I fought a skeleton. What was up with you back there? Kid shouts at Maggle, her eyes firmly planted on him. Step out of it already! Maggle blinks a few times, dazed. He seems to be all right now. Kneeling down, I rest for a minute to tend to my wounds. Hey, no whining. You're not that bad, mate. I've seen worse hangovers than how you look right now. I wish I had our determination. After I finish applying my bandages, I get up, hoping I'll be okay. I can't start to give up now. Boy, these cuts are really starting to hurt. Damn it, Serge, when are you gonna bloody grow up and stop fighting like a man? Kid's glare shoots into me like an icy lance. I swallow a dry gulp, continue down the corridor behind her. Oh, so I think that's a sign that I'm not doing well in terms of my fighting. Thought I was doing okay. Alright, take the stairs. We slowly walk down the stairs, taking us deep below ground. It's as though we're descending further and further into an endless abyss. Backwards, for some reason. Once we reach the bottom, we come to another split. We can go left or right, but both paths look equally dismal. Let's gaggle. Let's gaggle. After a little ways, we're presented with a sturdy set of doors. Okay. A wooden plaque has been hung above the doorframe. Only one word is written on it. Armory. Armory, eh? Key to the catacombs has got to be in here. Why? Why would you assume that? There are some assumptions in this game that don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Kid places her ear on the door. Not a peep. There are no chickens in there. Well, there's about to be one in there. So I'm going in. Wait, no, I turned back. I did the wrong thing. No, go back. No, back. No, go back. Turn back. Go back. We just walk down the hall, walk back, walk down the hall. We're just doing shuttle runs. That's all. The fact that she said there were no chickens in there frightened me and I had to leave. I know. Yep. For some reason, the key to the catacombs is inside the armory because it's a weapon, I guess? I don't know. I got no idea. Someone is in here, however. Not a chicken. Instead, it's this guy. Look at this quaint fellow. With the book in hand, a single goblin sits in a chair, humming to itself. A sweet aroma fills the room, presumably from the teacup sitting on the table in front of it. There's something different about this goblin. He looks erudite, sophisticated. It doesn't seem hostile in the least. Looking up from its book, it examines us from behind its bifocals.
Ah, welcome. It's rare to have visitors all the way down here.
Too bad we're not guests, Kid shouts. If you want to live, tell us where the key to the catacombs is. And with that, Kid takes her knife and thrusts it into the desk, slicing through the tablecloth. The goblin remains docile.
Oh, you must be the elusive Kid. I so wanted to see you with my own eyes. We've all heard so much about you.
Before it can finish its sentence, Kid grabs the knife and hurls it through the air. What? The goblin sets its book down, now unreadable due to the 7-inch blade protruding through it. It removes the knife and places it on the table.
Your reputation precedes you. You are quite a radical young lady. Nevertheless, it's such a shame. I wanted to see how that novel ended up, and now that there's a small cut due to a knife through it, I can no longer read it. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Esmeld, it says, offering a simple introduction. Please, I do hate to keep my guests standing at bay. Come, sit and we shall converse over tea.
My first thought is that it's poisoned. Despite my concerns, Maggle sits down. Yeah, sure. Trusting Maggle, I sit down next to him. Surely he's got something up his sleeve. Looking at Kid, she truly doesn't want anything to do with this. She remains standing, keeping a vigilant eye on Esmeld. Black tea is set for 3 at the table.
Ah, there we are.
After a moment, Maggle takes the teacup and brings it slowly to his mouth. He takes a sip and then sets the cup back on the table. Esmeld smiles.
Ah, Himalayan chimpanzee. Ah, Himalayan chimpanzee. I've not had this blend in quite some time.
No one has, Maggle. Himalayan chimpanzee. Get it at your local... The first thing that came out was get it at your local GameStop. I don't think they sell tea at GameStop, but maybe they sell Himalayan chimpanzees. Maggle says,
I see you are a gentleman of fine taste. I will have you know, not many of my visitors know of this type of black tea, what with it being insane.
Listening to their banter, I stare at my cup. Could it really be poisoned? Picking up the teacup, I bring it close to my mouth. It doesn't smell so bad. It smells like chimpanzees and the Himalayas. Ugh, delicious! I exclaim. Delicious! I've never had anything like this before. I loosen up a bit, sitting back in my chair. Wait a sec. What's going on? My wounds, they're being healed. Through the power of chimpanzee! Himalayan chimpanzee. Looking over towards Kid, she seems to be enjoying it as well.
So let's get down to business. Certainly the key to the catacombs has to be around here somewhere. Whether I remember where it is, however, that's a different story.
Is there something you'd like in exchange?
Something I want. Your life, perhaps, he says, as his eyes light up from behind his glasses. Grab my knife. Oh, no, you misunderstand, young man. I do not wish to harm you, Esmeld says, noticing the sudden look of shock on my face. I enjoy chatting with the many types of visitors that we have in the mansion. Surely, as an adventurer, you must have plenty of interesting stories to tell.
Adding to this, he looks in my direction with a smile.
I look highly on unique stories, and have been known to reward such storytellers.
Staring down at the dark liquid before me, the Himalayan chimpanzee, I start to rack my brain for a really good story. Okay, I've got it. On one particular evening, a small girl walked through a dark, dreary forest. The girl had searched anywhere and everywhere for the golden sunflower, the only cure for her mother's illness. And so, after 3 days, the girl hadn't eaten a single thing.
A fine beginning, perhaps. Is that all?
No, On one evening, a girl walked through a forest searching for the only cure for her mother. She had to cure her mother. She needed the golden sunflower to cure herself of her mother. After walking endlessly, the girl hadn't eaten in 3 whole days. And suddenly before her, she came across a gold light shining in a clearing. It was the golden sunflower. The girl put a few of the sunflower seeds in her bag. She was sure it would cure her mother, she thought. However, it was all a dream. With a happy face, the girl awoke, ready to start another day. Oh, brother.
A fairly interesting story. Very well, here's the key.
Esmeld leans toward the wall and knocks on a certain spot. There, a secret trapdoor opens up. He reaches in and takes out a key, out of pity, mostly. However, as I start to reach for the key, Esmeld recoils his hand. Sighing, the goblin speaks.
Yes, I suppose you could say that there is something more I wish for than that terrible story you just told.
I glance at Maggold, and then back to Esmeld.
Long ago, when I was a young, foolish lad, I was involved with General Viper's daughter, Miss Riddell.
Riddle? Riddell? The general's daughter?
Oh, you didn't know? Indeed, Miss Riddell's true father was General Viper. Anyhow, for the sake of harnessing the power of the frozen flame, Lord Lynx abducted Miss Riddell, taking her as his own daughter. Within that strange rock lies a strong mental connection to this particular mistress. And so I have resided here all these years, silently waiting for the right time to exact revenge on Lord Lynx for taking my dear Miss Riddell from me. If you have come in order to find Lord Lynx, promise me you will not mention any of this. You have come here to slay him, have you not?
Esmeld asks calmly, holding the key in his hand. For the time being, I suppose. Unfazed by the question, I answer truthfully. This sure is a strange turn of events, hearing these things from a goblin who's supposed to be defending Viper Manor. All of a sudden, Kid interrupts. Hell with the time being. Yeah, that's our plan, all right.
I see. Well, I certainly don't wish to detain you any longer. I would help you more, but I prefer not to openly side myself with either party, he says, handing us the key.
Well, there still is something you got that I want. Esmeld looks up, curious. How about some more of that great tea of yours? Some of that Himalayan chimpanzee? I love that stuff. Esmeld thinks for a second, then reaches behind him.
Oh, very well. 1 bag,
he says, reluctantly parting with the tea bag. Okay, leave it to us. Putting the tea bag down her bosom, Kid says to Esmeld, You don't have to worry about a thing. I never lie about my promises. Esmeld nods, smiling. Let's head out. The frozen flame's bound to be around here somewhere, Kid says, heading to the door in high spirits. Maggle pays his respects, and we're off. Did y'all enjoy that weird scene where we drank Himalayan chimpanzee tea? That was weird, right? Heading away from the armory, we come upon a... yeah, but this one. I want to go to the armory. Yeah. Doing so many stupid voices makes my throat parched. After a little while, the passage ends at a small door. Hey, I smell home cooking. Wait, where am I? I thought I was going towards the catacombs. Where did I go? I'm here now, I guess. There's light. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's just a small kitchen.
For the servants.
For the servants, probably, I add. I look around the tiny room. There's a sink, pots and pans, and a bunch of food in the cupboards. A rat hangs in a cage off in a corner. But aside from that, it's a pretty average kitchen. Kid walks over to a deep saucepan and peers inside. Oh, smells fresh. You want some grub, Serge? Sure. I timidly peer into the saucepan. Looks like some sort of stew. Using the ladle on the stove, I reach in and take a big scoop. Just seeing the word barf is funny. It immediately brings me back to the 90s to see the word barf. Oh, delicious. Kid looks at me again. After a moment of hesitation, she comes over. Quit hogging it all for yourself, mate, she says, taking the ladle and sniffing the warm mixture. Do you want some, Maggle?
No, thank you. I just drank Himalayan chimpanzee tea.
We take some bowls from the shelves and serve ourselves some more. As we eat more and more, the stew's warmth flows all through us. I feel great! But then, all of a sudden, a quiet, shrill voice echoes out. It seems to be coming from over by the cage.
Ah, what an independent young lad. Are all the boys wearing braids these days?
I stop and look at Kid. Who's there? Looking over in the direction of the voice, we see nothing but the single rat. It stares at us with its small, beady eyes.
Oh, excuse me. You're a girl, not a boy.
It looks like Kid can't decide whether to be puzzled or infuriated by all of this. But just between you and me, I don't think this is the first time a personality has led someone to think she's a guy. At any rate, the brown rat continues.
Listen, please, kind humans. I am trapped within this most unfortunate situation. While on my way to the kitchen this morning to bring home some food for my mother, a goblin seized me and trapped me here in this cage. Unless I can escape, I am bound to be a side dish in their next meal.
A side dish? Listening to the rat, Kid walks over to the sink.
Please, you must help me. My desperately ill mother waits my return.
The rat pleads, its eyes twinkling in the light. However, I look over towards Kid. She's over by the sink, her face getting redder and redder. Stupid rat! Don't you even know what a lady when you see one? Kid yells, stomping out of the kitchen.
Oh, young lady, I did not mean to...
With Kid gone, the rat turns towards me.
Brother, help me.
Oh, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help the rat. It's a little friend. I understand. I open the cage door. The rat quickly scurries out. Go, little friend! Go, little... Oh, no, something's bad. The rat laughs. A strange smile comes over its face.
You really are a bunch of fools.
Spitting out those words, the rat suddenly starts to tremble, before rapidly growing in size, growing larger and larger by the second. Did I do bad? Oh, it's a griffin!
Stupid humans! You're just in time for lunch! My mother's, that is.
Damn it, Sad, you walked right into its trap. Oh, man. What was I thinking? I just wanted to help the little mousy mouse rat man. I wanted to help. The griffin rises up on its hind legs, screeching and flapping its huge wings. Suddenly, its sharp tongue swooped down towards us. Jump back. I frantically tried to dodge the beast, hoping to avoid those terrifying 3-inch claws. I managed to avoid its blow, but now I'm cornered into the back of the room. As it inches near me for a strike, it rises up onto its hind legs once again, this time even higher than before. However, in a moment of blind luck, the griffin suddenly loses balance on the slippery floor and comes crashing to the ground.
Ugh.
Wow, talk about close calls. I let out a breath of relief as I stand over the griffin, wondering what to do next. Yeah. So, you ugly little rat. No, stupid.
Wait, please, I beg you, kind, beautiful human girl. Definitely a girl. I am aware of valued information. If you promise to spare my life, I will tell you a special secret of the mansion.
I don't know. You lied already, you bugger. I'd rather just kill you and have it be over with, Kid says, taking a step closer. Kid, let us hear what it has... Oh, wait. Kid, let us hear what it has to say, Maggle says, coming between them. Kid pauses for a second and then steps back.
Thank you, kind, beautiful human girl.
I'm not a girl.
Your hair... okay, I'm sorry, kind, beautiful, androgynous man.
That would have been fun, Kid says, shrugging.
One day you too may find yourselves within my situation, caged in on all sides. If such a fate comes to pass, remember these directions, and your lives will be spared. Right 3, left 2, right 2, and then you'll see.
No sooner than it says this, the griffin transforms back into a rat, scurrying off into a crack in the wall. Sure, sparing that thing was worth it. Who knows when it'll sneak up on us next. Alright. Well, that was fun. And I guess that'll be it for this episode, because up against time again. I feel like I'm not getting a whole lot done, but I am getting through the game. Like, we're getting pretty far into the game at this point, but I don't know. It's like I only do a couple of rooms each time, but I guess that makes sense. Anyway, whatever. Not important. I'm the MoeChicken. This is Radical Dreamers. Hope y'all are enjoying it, and thanks for stopping by.